What's up, guys? Your agent Tyler Wehrung here with Keller Williams, and today we're going to talk about appraisals. So appraisals are involved in just about 99% of transactions. So we're going to talk about the importance of them, why they exist, and how they're going about being accomplished. So how the appraisers go out and do that. So pretty simple process, but we just want to hit on the details. We do get a lot of questions about this, so we thought this would help. Let's jump in. Alright guys, so appraisals. Let's start out talking about what they are. Alright, so an appraisal is an opinion of value at a particular point in time that a licensed appraiser will put on the property. So this is really like an art and a science. Appraisers will go out there and look at your property and what they'll refer to as comps or comparables to your property. And while no two properties are identical, they'll find things that are similar enough, and then they'll price the differences, and that will all factor into a decision that they land on with your property. So why is the appraisal so important? So the bank is going to lend a lot of money to you when you go to buy a home, or to the buyer of the home if you're the seller. And the bank wants some security that they're loaning money into something that's worth at least a good portion of what they're loaning against. Now you will be putting a down payment down of some sort of fashion, but the bank's going to loan a pretty big portion of the rest of it. So they want to make sure that the asset they're loaning against is of good value. Most banks will typically have a standard that they're willing to loan up against. So the conventional or the kind of standard approach is 80%. They bring the 80, and that's where you bring the 20% down payment. Now this is a sliding scale depending on kind of what type of loan you're going after and what kind of benefits you might have involved. First-time home buyers have some great benefits. Banks might go up to 97% loan to value, and where they're only bringing the other 3%. But the loan to value, the value portion of that is the value from the appraisal or appraised value. So if they're going to loan up to, we'll call it 80% of appraised value, ideally, you need to have that value come back at your purchase price or higher. If it comes in lower than the purchase price, the bank still only lends on 80% of that value. So that gap, or that difference between the lower of the appraised value and what you pay, the purchase price, that's something that you're going to either have to come up with the difference in form of a down payment, or try to negotiate that with the seller. But sometimes the sellers aren't willing to budge, especially in a competitive market like we're in early 2021. This is why it's so important that you understand kind of what the target value is going forward. Have a conversation with your lender on what the appraised value percentage is, and even come up with that value that you need to hit so that you can plan accordingly when you get those appraisal results back. Either way, your lender and your agent will help walk you through this process. If it doesn't appraise for purchase price or higher, your agent will help you with negotiating, seeing what options you might have to come up and bring the seller down a little bit. Those are all conversations that will happen post appraisal. Just wanted you guys to understand why it's important, why does the bank require it, and what you should know going in, and what you can do based on the results of that appraisal. So I know this was quick and easy. I hope it was helpful. If you know anybody kind of going through this process on the buy or sell side and you think this video might help, I would love a share, a like, or a subscribe on the video. I would be eternally grateful for that. But with that, I'm Tyler Wehrung with Keller Williams, and we'll catch you next time.